I believe we have about 70 members. Some are more active than others, but most of them, they do participate in some way, whether that's come to the race and cheering us on and things like that, or have a more active role, whether being pit crew or on the executive board.
I've been living in Cary since my freshman year. These guys put flyers up on the doors. I happen to be one of the lucky ones to see it.
The Grand Prix has kind of just been this thing. It's a huge deal at Purdue, obviously, and living in Indiana, it'd been something I'd heard about before and something I was interested in. So when I got here and when I found an organization that was doing that where I lived, it was just like an instant win-win connection. So I went to the call out, loved it, loved the people, met him, met Yusuf, UT, the whole crowd. It was a good time, and I just stuck with it ever since.
What really drew me into it was like I came in like a freshman. I didn't know that many people, and I came here and I felt like instantly like a family. Like within like the first 1 or 2 practices, like I knew everyone's name, everyone knew my name, and it was just like a really welcoming place. And I'm like, oh wait, I really like to work like with my hands. Maybe it's like a really good thing to do, just to like every week, just to come out in the shop for an hour and just work on go-karts.
I don't know, I think enthusiastic members. I think people who are willing to be here and people who want to be here. I think that's one of the major things we have going for us is we have people who want to be here every Saturday or every Thursday when we have meetings, or I think we had a build day last Saturday that lasted, I don't know, 5 hours or whatever, and people want to be here the full time. And I think that's key to us being a successful team, is all of that energy, all of that positive, I guess, enthusiasm towards our team.
I was really good with working with my hands and tools, but I came in, I literally had no idea what some of the technical terms were for like jack, camber, caster. I didn't really know what that meant, but that's where I came to practices every single time, or as much as I could, so I could learn that. And that's like why we think we have such a large organization, is we have a system where once you come in, and we just basically show you as much as we possibly can about go-karting.
Winning the race was awesome, but I think if you added up like all of the Fridays, the Saturdays, whatever Thursday practices we had together, then I think that would be maybe just like a little bit more fun than winning the race, just because of like all the fun you had, all the new people you meet.
I'm a sophomore, but ahead of like most of my classes, like I'm taking one right now as an introduction to microcontrollers, and I can see like inside of our GPS system that displays RPM of the engine. I like looked in there and I'm like, okay, I know this part, this does this, and I can see it from there, and I can apply that to like my labs and also my courses as well.
A lot of the dynamic of working on a kart, working in a crew, working with other people, and all the technical knowledge are kind of just stuff that's good to pick up when you're an engineer and you have to work with all sorts of other different majors and all sorts of other different people with different backgrounds than you. Specifically, applying to my major though, we have the EV kart, the electric vehicle. So that is really electrical engineering, because the whole thing is just a giant electric mess. That's something I've been doing this semester, specific to my major.
I said we have a really extensive checklist that we have to make sure, like, because like there's a live person here going 45 miles an hour and basically a death trap. So you have to make sure it's up to par, it's up to spec. Like we have the very intensive lifts, and you just have to go through, make sure everything is perfect.
As you can see, we have four go-karts in the room right now. We have Cary Racing, we have 2 gas go-karts that we own. We have an EV kart, it's an electric vehicle, and then our other driver, Adam Jenner John, he opts to bring his own kart in, and we work on it, and he's part of our team. So with 4 karts right now, it's shop space is very limited.
We have just 2 pit crews, so 2 teams of 7, and these are the 2 karts we're going to be running.
Within Cary Racing, there is the executive board and pit crew, and then we have this thing called OTF, which is called outside the fence. So since we are a larger organization, it's a way for us to kind of incorporate more members, so they kind of take data analysis and things like that, just kind of things that would be beneficial, but also get more people involved.
So we have our driver and 6 other guys, where that consists of a crew chief and basically 5 other guys that we choose out of that interview process. And as of right now, where we just chose them, anybody can still show up if they want to, but like that pit crew is going to be our main priority, as in they need to be here all the time. They're basically required now to stay obligated because we need them on this build now. So whenever we have a meet day, we want them to be here till race day. So they're gonna put the time in, and we're gonna go to this race. As soon as we saw that wreck, we were kind of like lost for a second. But when he came in, we kind of figured out what it was. And like, yeah, he blew his tire off his rim, but instead of pulling the tire off, because that does take a lot of time, we just unbolted the whole hub assembly, took it off, and we had one sitting on the fence. We slapped it on and like kind of diagnosed what else we had. We also had that bent tire out in that steering column, in which we couldn't do anything at the time. So we sent him off with that fixed tire, and he kind of figured his own driving out after that, like where everything was bent. So he kind of like, oh yeah, it's bent, but I can drive still. So he raced the whole race with that bent tire rod in that steering column.
So previous years, I've been fairly organized. So we do have a knowledge base that we like to draw from, and kind of a loose structure of meetings we've had in the past, of, I guess, instructional activities we've had in the past that we also draw from. So we kind of just make sure we've hit on all of those, and mostly not even that we've hit all of the activities or all of the things, just that they have a good knowledge base and are ready to go into this semester. They learn a ton more when we're at the track, and we have to make all these adjustments nonstop. We're doing everything all day, every day. So it's just the base for that almost, because you're really gonna know it after you've adjusted caster 16 times. You're gonna know what caster is. You won't forget. I mean, the alum base with this, again, the people who do this, the people in Cary Racing they're dedicated. People, they want to do this. I think, I don't know, just the name Ryan Wilms, he's one of the most dedicated alums that we have. And last year, he helped us out a ton with anything. Any questions we had, I mean, he knows it all. So when he's here, he's like the man. He knows, and he's here helping us. And that's just, it's awesome to me, because now I know Ryan, and I'm friends with Ryan, and he's going to be back on campus this semester and kind of stop by and help us out again. And I mean, that's just going to be like a lifelong connection that I'll have with someone I wouldn't have otherwise met. You hit April, and the second week you have practice Monday or Tuesday through Friday, and sometimes on Saturdays. So you'll be busy that whole week, and then the next whole week, and then we have a week of break until qualifiers, and then you have another week, and then the race. So there's a lot to do in April. You probably shouldn't try to do anything that's not the Grand Prix in April, because you're going to be too busy.
It's right around the corner. It's 60 days away, pretty much.
That's terrifying. I got a lot of stuff I need to do before then.
Yeah.
A lot.